So, would you like to tell everyone what we've watched this week?
I would indeed. It's a new genre for us. It's martial arts. And the film we're going to be looking at this week is the 1974 film The Street Fighter, starring Sonny Chiba. And it's directed by Shigeru Ozawa, one of his best known films. More about Sonny Chiba later, because there's a lot to talk about him. There were 3 follow-up movies on this, all equally highly thought of. So the synopsis here for the martial arts movie is Chiba, or Sonny we'll call him, plays the character of Terry, an underground mercenary in modern Japan who is forced into a life of crime, presumably for, I think there's a bit of a half sort of Chinese racist element here in a conservative society. He's offered a job to rescue a wealthy oil baron's daughter, heiress, after she is kidnapped by the Yakuza. He's a bit of an anti-hero movie, and Terry is a seriously tough guy. I mean, what a film, and what a guy. It's a mad film, isn't it?
He takes anti-hero to the absolute extreme. He's basically the villain of the piece.
He's enjoying this way too much as well.
To set the scene before what you've described, which is the brunt of the story, he breaks a rival fighter out of prison.
That's right.
And this is the start bit. This is the very start, I mean that confused me straight away, because so he goes into.
Is this where the priest turns up?
Yeah, he is the priest.
He is the priest. Yeah.
And then the guy in prison obviously realises who he is and said, I'll have a moment with the priest.
Yeah.
And then I've noted it down here, he hits him with the oxygen coma punch.
What?
And then obviously when he's about to hang, the delayed reaction from the oxygen coma punch means he collapses, and they've got to take him to a hospital because they can't hang him because he's unwell. Right, so that's how he breaks him out, and then he gets him out of the ambulance.
That's like the 5-finger death punch in Kill Bill, isn't it?
And then with him and Ratnose,
who's coming up
steal the ambulance.
So and then already it's bonkers.
And then he gets back to his flat, which is basically a gym.
Yes.
He moans at Ratnose for cooking him a lovely roast chicken.
Yeah, you just can't please this guy.
And then the other fighters, I think their siblings turn up who have paid him and tell him they haven't got any money to pay the last instalment. Yeah. So he sells one of them into prostitution.
Yeah, I mean, what a lifestyle. I mean,
he is.
Who wrote this thing?
It's a totally insane
it is
movie.
It is.
Sonny Chiba is a legitimate martial artist.
He is.
He's a black belt in 6 disciplines.
Yeah.
And I think he's a 6th Dan black belt, which is basically mastery in a couple.
Yeah. Well, in 1970, apparently he started a school for martial arts actors called the JAC, which is the Japan Action Club.
There you go.
So he was teaching people how to do martial arts in the movies in 1970. So,
And this was actually his breakthrough.
Yes.
But he went on to have scores and scores of Japanese production.
He's in a lot of sci-fi as well.
He is, yeah.
The Japanese sci-fi.
Japanese martial arts.
He's still popping up in modern movies, as I'm sure you recognised him from one.
He was in Kill Bill.
He was.
And he was in
he's
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift as well.
He was, yeah. I love that scene in Kill Bill.
Yeah, it's great.
Where he's making the sword for him. Yeah, exactly. Sorry for the lady in question. Yeah, that's a very good bit. That so, yeah.
This movie is. I mean, the plot, the way it's described is far better than it's executed. I mean, by about halfway through, I didn't know who wanted this woman and who didn't.
No.
But the
story is a little bit.
The wall-to-wall violence and insanity in between is just box office.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you know it's the first film to ever get an X rating for violence in the US?
Yeah, and they went for it, didn't they? They actually aimed for it, knowing full well that the censors putting an X rating on it would just make martial arts fans want to go and see it even more.
American newspaper ads carried the quote, "Notice the MPAA has rated this film unsuitable for viewers under the age of 17 because of its extraordinary fight sequences."
Yeah.
Now that's an understatement.
Yeah.
But they're not choreographed either, are they?
No.
It's not somebody's gone in. It looks like they're properly beating these guys up.
That is what I'll say about... because obviously the Chinese martial art films are the mainstay of the genre, right? So all the Shaw Brothers stuff, that's all what most would consider martial arts films. The Japanese films like this one, this is so much more gritty. The fights are literally like bar fights with martial arts.
Well, it's described as a martial arts exploitation movie,
that's
rather than
there's no beautiful choreography.
No, there's lots of wide-eyed
there's no real style.
Sonny's really going for it with
his cat hiss.
Yeah, yes. I mean, when you watch something like Enter the Dragon, there's a fair bit of hissing and gurning going on.
I mean, obviously, Bruce Lee's he's a student of the Shaw Brothers school. Actually, Shaw Brothers rejected him. He went to Golden Harvest, which basically ruined Shaw Brothers.
Yeah, especially when Enter the Dragon came out. Yeah.
All of that. All of the sort of hissing and theatrics that Lee did totally changed the way. And Chiba obviously takes that and runs with it.
Because Enter the Dragon's the year before this, isn't it?
And
that was such a massive landmark
and he's
film.
already coming off...
It broke the US, didn't it?
And he's already coming off a couple of films where his whole thing is all of the crazy theatrics to go with the martial arts. Yeah. And Chiba just dials it up even more.
Fantastic job, yeah. The fight scenes look so convincing.
They are so brutal.
And it focuses on the actual punches and the injuries rather than sort of the guys dancing around and flying around.
And that's what I mean. There's a lack of
styling.
There's a lack of beauty. Like if you watch, one of my favourites would be something like the 36th Temple of Shaolin. Where it's just majestic. You watch it and you almost want to do it. You want to be able to do it. Yeah. And you watch this and it just looks horrendous.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a bar brawl, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And but he's so committed. What you've got to remember is this guy is acting. Oh no, he can do it properly, but he's acting in a movie.
Yeah.
And if you stumbled into this, you think that bloke's just had part of his anatomy ripped off. We'll come back to that.
The montage at the school, where it shows us there's a guy that breaks at least 10 tiles with his face. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. They have the real
thing.
And he stops. They do it slow-mo.
Yeah.
And then he cuts through, and then his hand keeps going.
Yeah.
And he breaks the last 5 with his hand. I thought the strength he must have put through that.
That whole scene's great. The master of the school... played by Masafumi Suzuki, who is not in a lot of stuff. You know, the fellow with the well-groomed moustache?
Yeah.
He's great. I love the fight he has, where even though he sort of is carrying a bit of timber and he's obviously a little old, he's still a master and he can compete with Chiba.
Yeah. But he's got the wisdom and the knowledge, hasn't he?
It.
You know, he's a bit like the sort of the Pai Mei of the the fighting world, you know.
And that's great. I think he's
wily.
Is that the same scene where originally Chiba breaks into the school to try and get to the oil heiress?
Yeah.
And she's locked in that room and he just punches through the door.
That's right. Yeah. Although that did look a little bit thin, that door. A bit balsa wood, to be fair. A bit of sound enhancement on that one. But and then
in the same, after they've had their fight.
Which one? I mean, the same men.
The fight with the dojo master.
Oh, right, yeah.
We get the flashback where we see Sonny's or Terry's father brutally murdered, and you actually see them shoot him in the face while he's blindfolded.
Oh, yeah.
That's obviously the Japanese, Chinese post-World War II.
Yeah. There is a bit of a field. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a commentary, isn't it? A lot of these carry that
theme runs strong through all of these films.
It does, and I think that's part of it.
But
it's to be part of the whole cinema genre. That.
But it's just wall to wall insanity.
Yeah, and there's a lot of unusual damage. I mean, we've got eyes poked out, gouging, stabbing, throat ripped out, and presented to camera with a satisfied smile from Terry.
Yeah.
Various broken bones, and a chap gets his manhood ripped off although deservedly, I would argue. I mean, that's pretty tough stuff, and it's massively high-level karate and kung fu. Serious energy.
There's a couple of awful scenes as well. There's one where he punches a bloke in the face and he spits all of his teeth out.
They weren't teeth.
Well, yeah,
that
bits of corn, maybe. Yeah. And then there was another one where he. I think he punches someone in the stomach and they're just sick everywhere.
Yeah, because the guy who gets his teeth punched out, he then has to report back to his boss.
And his face is all swollen.
He's got to tell him what happened with no teeth.
and then the like Yakuza woman just shoots him anyway.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a tough existence working with these guys, isn't it? No wonder Sonny's so tough, or Terry's so tough.
Yeah.
He's got to be, otherwise he's going to get nowhere, isn't he? But the bloke with no teeth...
That was great when he appears in the office.
They wrote that line in, right, okay, so you've lost all your teeth, now you've got to tell your boss where it went wrong and get a kicking for it. But
oh man. Obviously the grand finale, he rips the throat out of his enemy.
Oh yeah,
which is, and I only realised this when I was reading about the movie. That is actually pinched and is in Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze rips the guy's throat out in Roadhouse, doesn't he? At the end of Roadhouse, yeah.
I remember Roadhouse, but I don't remember any throat removal by Swayze.
I think he rips his throat out in the final fight.
Yeah, it's not Peter Griffin, is it? Yeah, okay. Well, that's. I'm going to have to watch Roadhouse again just to find out what happened.
I
there.
will say, and I'll hit you with this. I mean, we've already done spoilers for the end of the movie, so this isn't going to make any difference. No. The guy whose throat gets ripped out returns in the second one.
He ain't got a talking part, has he? That's going to be
has.
Yeah.
He has got a bionic throat.
Of course, it's Japan. Well, how silly.
So yeah, it's just crazy.
You've got to admire these guys, haven't you? I mean, we talk about pure entertainment. This is on another planet.
There's the scene where they're in Rat-Nose and Terry are in traffic, and they drop the car over the over the side of the highway, and that is just before Terry gets out and punches that bloke, and it cuts to a picture of an X-ray plate where his skull smashed. Yeah,
was the guy with the sword, the blind swordsman as well?
He breaks the sword in half, and then sticks it in his head.
I mean, they must have just had a production meeting when they thought of every conceivable way we could do damage to the human body. But that X-ray scene is just insane.
Yeah, it's great,
because you're watching it, and suddenly there's a picture of a medical X-ray with a big thing on the top of his head.
I think there's someone's eyes get poked out.
They do, and they all get sort of squirting out and all sorts of things.
There's so much bloodshed.
And I can see why the censors had so much of an issue with it. Can you imagine when this came out in 74, right? And Death Wish was regarded as massively controversial then and brutally violent, as were a couple of other movies of note. But this...
It's definitely one of the most violent films I've ever seen, by quite a margin. I can't think of anything that is so graphically violent, like needlessly so as well.
Yeah, well, it's
just for the sake of it.
It's just part of the storyline. It's casually thrown in that he's poked his eyes out, and the thing is, you become desensitised because like 2/3 of the way in, you're just thinking, okay, this bloke's going to get torn to pieces, and it just doesn't surprise you anymore because you've just seen so much of it.
Coils up in his cat pose. And he's like a coiled spring, isn't he?
It was like I said before, he's enjoying his job way too much.
Yeah, and he screws all of his face up.
Yeah. Did you know that the Street Fighter game by Capcom was named in this film's honour, apparently? Which I guess is believable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a Japanese production, I think. Capcom are Japanese, aren't they?
Tell you what, the music's perfect for it as well, isn't it?
Music is great.
I went looking for it as a soundtrack because I think you said it's actually available, isn't it?
It is. There is a recent press of it. It's not available. Right. It's sold out quick, as you can imagine. Yeah. But it's a great... The theme is so catchy.
It's brilliant.
So catchy over those opening titles. It's really good. It's just wall to wall action.
Yeah. He'll take anybody on, mate.
Yeah,
and he'll battle with anybody to get his way to rescue that woman.
Yeah,
no, there's nothing he won't do, and that's
because at the end, he when he's about to hang on the tree and he falls about 300 feet into the river, and then Ratnose fishes him out.
Yeah, he's indestructible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's he's evil in every way as well. He's horrible.
Yeah,
he's oppressive. He's a misogynist.
We're supposed to like this guy.
Yeah, and he's just a mercenary for hire.
Yeah, he's complex. He's depressing. He's angry. He's violent. He's completely unsympathetic to others. Mm-hmm. But he's the one we're supposed to connect with.
Yeah, and
follow through the movie as the hero or anti-hero. Yeah. So basically, anybody who crosses his path. And some of them are actually perhaps more upstanding than he is. They're killed either because they're in the way of his contract job or because they're not as equally driven by hatred as Sonny is, you know. Or Terry. Sorry. Don't want to get his name wrong. You might get upset. Yeah, you don't want to do that. But yeah, it's an extraordinary performance.
It's just wall-to-wall violence. It's amazing. The optics of the final scene in the rain as well are fantastic on the boat.
Yeah.
And they have that fight. Obviously, it's
good stuff, isn't it? If you like martial arts and you haven't seen it.
Of course, in the final fight, the sister grabs Terry.
Yeah.
And he stabs both of them. Yeah. The rival martial artist stabs through her to try and get Terry, only to get his throat ripped out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I suppose they hadn't had a double stabbing up to that point, so they had to introduce that at some point. I mean, but yeah, there's nothing left to the imagination in this one, is there? And it's, I made the mistake of watching this very late at night, and I was thinking, is it going
to be a nice slow pace film?
I was thinking, it'd be nice to go to bed with this one. I'll have a nice glass of milk and a biscuit, and I'll watch this martial arts film because it'll be nice and relaxing. And I like a bit of Japanese culture. And what do I get? I get Terry tearing pieces off people and killing everybody he bumps into.
Snarling. He's hissing,
gurning. I mean, absolute superb. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of it. It's insane.
It is insane. That's the best way to describe it.
I mean, I don't think there's going to be much of a contest here. Certainly not if Sonny's involved. Standout performance. I mean, dare I even mention anybody other than Terry in this? I mean, he's at risk of being torn to pieces. It's his movie, isn't it?
It's his movie.
He owns it.
It's his movie.
And rightly so. Who's going to challenge the guy?
This was so beloved that the second and third
instalment. How soon after did they come?
Yeah, they're same year.
Same
year, and they weren't.
It's got the energy.
They weren't made on one shoot and released deliberately throughout the year. There was such demand. They made the Return of the Street Fighter, the second one, and then it's like the Street Fighter's final dance or something. Final Revenge maybe. And they, again, 1974, same year.
3 in a year.
3 productions
of this intensity.
3.
Have you seen the other 2?
I've seen the second one
now.
And how does it stack up? Unfortunately poor because they abandon the grotesque violence.
Oh, that's a mistake.
And it's
under duress, do you think? Or?
Well, maybe, and it's more story driven. The only good scene in it is there's a scene where Terry punches someone in the back of the head and his eyes pop out on like strings, which is almost worth watching it because it's only 80 minutes long as well, an hour and 20.
Wow!
But
it's almost cartoon quality violence, isn't it?
It was
Tom and Jerry. Your eyes would pop out.
The other thing that disappointed me as well about the sequel is at the end of the first one,
right?
Terry gets up in the rain and he's holding that bloke's throat.
Yeah,
but he's been stabbed.
Yeah,
and it pops up and says, come back for the return of the Street Fighter.
So they'd already decided.
So they already thought, well, let's get this in the works.
That's a confident boast,
and
isn't it?
The second one totally ignores that.
Really?
I thought it would resume.
Well, that's what it should have done
at that point.
Yeah,
and I was like, I can't wait to watch
different
this.
Different director, different writer.
Same director for all 3.
Oh yes, it is. You're right, because there's his main.
There is main work. I mean,
he
he made 85 movies.
Yeah,
I don't think many of them are available in English, which suggests that they weren't huge box office successes. At least
Shuhiro Ozawa.
That's the fella.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it doesn't pick up from there, which immediately got my back up a little. But
wow.
But yeah, the first movie, I've still yet to watch the third. Apparently, it's more in the vein of the second one than this.
Perhaps you owe it to yourself to just finish the trilogy.
I think,
for Terry.
Oh yeah, you got to finish the trilogy.
It's got to be done, isn't it? So we both decided that Sonny Chiba
only one man.
He's the man.
He is the man. And it was the movie that was his breakthrough, and it vaulted him into superstardom in Japan, and then later into some American productions.
Yeah, and that's why it was so lovely to see him in Kill Bill in the role of the Hattori Hanzo swordmaker.
Yeah,
I mean that was a fitting tribute to, and Tarantino is obviously paying homage to Sonny there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saying, you're going to have this grandmaster role because you've earned it, mate. And that's nice. So this is going to be interesting. What on earth would you put in this? I mean, the thing is, there's so many martial art movies. We could probably list 10 or 15 martial art movies that you could just link this with straight away from more of the same. So that's as is usual. Do you want to give me your thoughts? And I'll try to vary it a bit, but
I've tried to vary it a little as well. So
it's not easy. Is it?
The obvious one is Kill Bill. That sort of squares the circle nicely, and he's in it.
Yeah, and that's first on my list. Yeah,
I've got Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, third on my list.
I've got
73 year before, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've got Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah, good.
Because that's quite violent. I mean, it's obviously a little bit of a different direction, but that's quite graphic and violent.
Yeah, it is.
So that's pretty good. I've got The Way of the Dragon.
Yeah,
which is my favourite Bruce Lee film, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
The one he directed himself.
Yes, that's true.
I've got Fist of Legend.
Right.
Jet Li. That's a little bit more post-World War II China versus Japan tensions.
Yep. Okay.
But it's a similar sort of thing where he's way more morally upright. It's almost impossible not to be. But
impossible.
But it's the same. He comes back to the town and he's got to defend his school, sort of thing. It's a little bit more sort of stereotypical martial arts movie, but still the same. It's still a good film,
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and that's sort of mid-90s. So that's the artistic.
Yeah, so that's probably
stuff.
Driven by the production company and the money people were saying we want something that looks a little bit more cultural Japanese.
Exactly right.
So we can't have Sonny in it.
In terms of the sort of lovable row. Well, I don't know if Sonny's that lovable, but there's the sort of the mercenary route. I've got Le Samurai, Alain Delon.
Oh yeah.
And The Mechanic,
terrific.
Charles Bronson, 1972.
Yeah, I nearly put that, but I thought you'd go for that.
Both characters that are sort of
specialists,
horrible, but impossible not to like. Again, charismatic actors,
very much, and it's
doing the work.
You're right. The actor makes the difference.
And the last one I've got is a really really good movie that is desperately underseen. It's called Vengeance. With a exclamation mark.
Oh yeah!
It's a Shaw Brothers movie from 1970.
Ooh.
Chang Che, who is probably their sort of most famous director.
70's really quite early then.
Really early.
Yeah.
It is a heroic bloodshed movie that is about 25 years before its time. It's that good and it's that strong. So, in a nutshell, a guy's brother is, well, we don't know this yet, but someone's killed. His wife is cheating on him, and 4 local businessmen kill him. And a guy turns up in a black robe with a briefcase, and the first thing we see is him walk into a house with the wife of the now deceased with another bloke, and he walks past her and he stabs the bed about 30 times.
Really?
The bloke in it, and then he announces he's the brother of deceased.
Crikey.
And he goes on a revenge mission, just killing everyone in his way. Bearing in mind this is a Shaw Brothers 70 movie, so this is when they were doing like pole fighting stuff. You know, a bit of blood, but not super high violence.
No. And
he just kills everyone in his wake. And the final scene, he has a sword fight with about 40 people.
Wow.
And he turns up in a white suit at the end, which proceeds to go completely red by the end of it. But it is incredible. I can't believe it was made in 1970.
No.
It is incredible, and it's desperately underseen, and it would make in terms of high violence, it would make a fantastic double feature with this.
Cool, wouldn't it? Just okay. So let me run you through what I've got. A lot of similarities. Kill Bill, yes. Enter the Dragon, yes. I've got the Yakuza, Robert Mitchum. That's because it was made in 1974. And because there's Yakuza references in this film.
Well, the lady in the red jacket is Yakuza, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, and a big Robert Mitchum fan, so I wanted to bring that in. I hadn't seen that movie for a long time, especially when he cuts his little finger off. I remember watching that as a kid and my dad saying, oh yeah, I've seen this, and you might not want to look at this. And I thought, oh, why is this thing?
Yeah.
Oh right, and then he wraps it in a tea towel, the hanky, and gives it to the guy, and you think, wow, that's pretty hardcore. Enter the Dragon, Five Fingers of Death, 1972.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I've gone for a really early one here, and this is a Kurosawa movie called Rashomon, 1950. Now, the reason I put Rashomon in here is because Rashomon's credited with bringing Japanese cinema to international prominence, because it won top honours at the Venice Film Festival in 1950, and then Street Fighter, that's a really significant example of 1970s Japanese action cinema. I think there's a specific subgenre called chanbara or something, and it emphasises sword fighting and action, echoing the popularity of westerns in the US. So those two. So the 1950s option, and always good to get a Kurosawa reference in there. So that's that one. Bringing it right into the modern day, I've got sort of like this, the business of a guy on a mission to sort of get his own back and get revenge for his wronged lady character. I've got Drive, 2011.
Oh, yeah.
So you got the taciturn stunt driver and criminal getaway driver who takes a violent stand to protect a neighbour.
Yeah.
Do love that film. Great soundtrack. Great acting.
Soundtrack.
Gosling, isn't it? Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Because there's a blind swordsman in the film, I've put Zatoichi, which is a good film about a blind swordsman. So it's worth a look. Old Boy, the original one.
Yeah.
John Wick and Dirty Harry. And so those are my two sort of vengeance movies.
Again, John Wick and Dirty Harry are a little bit more morally upright, but still sort of despicable characters. John Wick's not, but Dirty Harry is.
But equally, he doesn't play by the rules.
No,
because
exactly.
he goes out with a flick knife, sellotape to his leg, and his boss says, "I can't believe a guy like you uses that sort of weaponry." And he's not following the law. Yeah. He's doing it his way, and he gets seriously punished as a result. And so there's a little bit of a similarity.
But the truth is, when I was doing my list, we've got some good ones there. There is nothing that compares to this.
No, it's insane.
Not really.
Not even Tarantino. I can't think of anything.
There is nothing that can prepare you for the violence in this film.
No,
the unnecessary nature of it, but it's great.
It's right from the beginning, all the way through, and to the end.
Yeah,
if you, bonkers. And for that reason, how have you scored this?
I have scored this with a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. That's high.
Again, you could even argue it could go higher. The lack of coherent story sort of just about made me keep it at that.
Yeah.
Because on paper it sounds perfect for the movie. It should be basic, it should be easy to follow, but it's confusing.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I'm going to watch it again. Yeah. I watched it too late at night.
Yeah, maybe it would benefit from a second watch.
I need a second viewing. One, because I just can't believe what I was seeing, and two, because I want to see Sonny Chiba again doing his thing. And then I can launch into maybe the second and third one when I've taken a breath. Yeah. And for that reason, it's going to get the highest score I've given a film thus far in our crusade for cult excellence. Yeah. It gets a 9 from me. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then it's simply because there is nothing to compare it to.
There's nothing like it.
I mean, much as I love a Bruce Lee movie, and much as I love...
But compared to this, that's so tame.
It's just madness, hamsters. It's just absolutely crazy.
And this is a 50-year-old movie.
I know.
And there is still nothing that holds a candle to the insanity of it.
I don't think anybody dare go there again. Because one, I seriously doubt it would get any sort. Well, it would get an approval, but the audience has changed a bit, I think, apart from you and me, and we just like all this stuff. It's just bonkers. But yeah, extraordinary movie.
Yeah, it is.
Not for the faint-hearted.
No.
Don't watch it with the kids. But yeah, well worth checking out. And if martial arts are your thing, or martial arts movies are your thing, you owe it to yourself to see Sonny in his magnificence in this film. Brilliant, absolutely extraordinary film.
Extraordinary film, absolutely right. Well, there we go. That's another one down. As always, the list of all the recommendations will be on Letterboxd to catch up on, and our various accounts are available to follow. They're pretty much all Real Redux or Real Redux Pod, so have a search on that and you'll pick us up on all the various places: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's all of them.
I think it is.
So that's another one down, and next week we'll be back, as always, with another movie.
Yeah, sayonara.